Crazy foot pursuit. They get the guy in custody. Swing shift gets the guy in custody, and the sergeant from swing shift calls me over to transport the guy, right? Because I was just coming out of the shoot, right? This was a swing shift gig, so I roll up, and there's this dude, and he has a big cut over his eye, right? And but he's in custody, and he's John Doeing. He won't say who he is. So the sergeant asked me to transport him because the dude is black. The cops who had him were white. One was a senior FTO, field training officer, and his trainee, right? And so this guy, this senior FTO was about to go to SWAT, and everyone had like mad respect for this guy, right? But this dude is leaking and had him in custody, right? And the dude was pissed. The suspect was pissed. He's like, man, so they asked me to transport him. So check this out, what I told you about human-to-human interaction, right? So I was like, okay, I'll transport him. But I was new, and so as I switch out the cuffs, I switch out cuffs, right? I put my cuffs on, FTO takes his cuffs off. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go through the whole procedure of researching and everything like that. And I'm like, listen, I'm not going to, I felt like I was going to embarrass like this guy's senior guy. Like I don't trust his work, right? So I take the guy, put him in my car, and the ambulance is there, and they say, he's not going to be able to be admitted. You got to take him to UMC. That's one of the hospitals. You got to take him to UMC. They got to stitch that up. So we take him to UMC. I'm talking to the guy, and he's still John, but I'm like connected with him. Like I turn, I'm like, want something to drink? Listen, man. And he connected with me. He said, you know what? I'm going to tell you my name. He tells me his name, and I put it in the computer, and my computer starts beeping. Boop, boop, boop. Wanted by the FBI, murder by burning. He said, I knew that was going to come up. He said, my dad pissed me off, and I set him and my house on fire. He killed his father by setting the house on fire and burnt his father alive. And I'm like, wow. So we're riding to the jail having this conversation. I'm like, listen, and I was really connecting with this guy. Get him to the hospital, then put one cuff so they could stitch him up. They stitch him up, put him back in handcuffs, take him to CCDC for booking. They put him in CCDC, and my boy is one of the COs, and he goes, what the? And he starts freaking out. He's like, Chris, what did you do? And he comes out with this huge knife that the guy had on him the entire time. Mind you, I'm right here when they uncuffed the one hand. All the COs freak out. If you bring a prisoner in and they have something on them, the COs are pissed at you, right? Because they don't have any weapons, pepper spray, whatever. They can't deal with a knife. I see the dude, and after that, and I'm like shaking my head.